Hey sis, welcome back. Your favorite relationship strategist, Marshawn Alani here. Now today we're doing Ask Marshawn. The question of today was sent in anonymously, and the question is, how can I stop attracting the wrong man? The first way to stop attracting the wrong man is to really get to know who you are. You have to be able to get to know exactly what you like, what you dislike, that your needs, your desires, so you can go out there and actually explore. You can date, you can figure out what you like, what you don't like, and be able to bring those things back, assess the situation to say, you know what? I didn't like when he spoke to me that way. Okay, that one don't work for me. You know what? I actually liked when I was able to go out and just be free in nature. You know what? I actually liked hiking. I actually like deep conversations. No, I don't like the fact that he doesn't open up the door. No, I don't like the fact that he's super negative. No, I don't like the fact that he doesn't have his fill in the blank in order. So now you're able to say, I know what I like. I know what I dislike. I have had enough experiences in my life to be able to tally up the things that I know that work for me and the things that do not work for me. I have a deal breakers list and I actually follow that list. Not 100% to the T, because you're not going to get every single thing depending on what your deal breakers list looks like as well. Because there are sometimes things that don't need to be on your deal breakers list that are there. But that's another story. Let's go back to this, right? So you really have to get to know you. You have to stop dating for a while. You have to sit back and assess why your relationship or relationships, those previous ones, did not work out, and what you brought to the table in order for those relationships to be broken down, as well as, i.e., fail. They didn't work out. However, I'm saying air quotes fail because failure only happens when you stop doing a thing. So if you're still out there dating, if you're still trying to figure this thing out, then you are not a failure. You actually learn some lessons. Now that's where it gets kind of sticky, because some people don't learn the lessons and they wonder why they keep attracting the same man over and over again. Hence the title of this video. You have to figure out what the lesson was. Learn that so you do not have to repeat the thing. And I heard Oprah once say that you will repeat remedial classes with a man or a woman. She actually said a skirt or pants. So you do that. You add it up the way you want to. But she actually said a skirt or pants. When you have not learned the lesson, they will give you some remedial work. You don't want to keep being in those remedial classes. You want to get the lesson, learn it, hone it, own your mistakes, own your part that you brought to the party in the relationship where things did not work out, and then just say, it's all good. I'm not going to repeat said behavior before. And you don't have to air all your dirty laundry here, because all of us have a past. All of us have done some things that we are not so happy about and want to air all of our things on social media or even to our best friend. Like some things we want to hold close to the chest. I am no different. I understand exactly where you're coming from. However, you have to be able to sit back and assess what you have brought that was wrong to your relationship failing, and accept the fact that, you know what? That actually happened. It wasn't your ex's fault. And maybe it was, but it was also your own fault. So you have to figure out what are the things that you did. What are the things that you did not do? What are the things that you said? What are the things that you did not say? What actions did you show? What actions did you not show, right? How fast were you to respond? How fast were you to react? What was your communication style like? Did you know your own 5 love languages, right? Excuse me, your top 3 out of the 5 love languages. Did you know your own top 3 love languages? Were you able to articulate those to your spouse? Did you know his, right? So there are a lot of things, right? The trauma. Did you deal with your trauma? Are you healed or in your process of healing? Have you talked to somebody that's giving you some great advice? So now you can take these things that you have learned and actually say, okay, I have a better blueprint of who I am and what makes me me. I understand some of my childhood trauma and drama that keeps coming to the surface in this relationship. My mom, my dad, they used to do this thing. I see that I'm doing this thing, but it's not really working for me. right? So really assessing who you are, what makes you you, and then being able to accept that, as well as when these things show up in your relationship, you can say, you know what? I have this issue. I am working on it. I'm not perfect. So I may go down the rabbit hole. I may do wrong in this area, but I am actively working on it. I just want you to know so you know what you're getting into. And a lot of us are not able to have those adult conversations because we have yet to sit back and assess what is actually happening with us. And here's the thing. Assessing yourself and really understanding why you are who you are is not an easy job. Lots of people need help with this via a therapist or a coach, somebody that can pull this stuff out of you so you can really get an awareness of what's actually happening with you. So if you can't figure out your patterns, the things that are keeping you stuck in the same spot, that is keeping you attracting the same man over and over again, then you need some help. I actually coach a small group of Black women only, where we get together weekly and we discuss things like this to figure out who you are. We go deeper than this, but this is a part of what we actually do because I want you to get the tips, the tools, the strategies that you need in order to have a beautiful, loving, healthy relationship, as well as marriage, if that is where you're trying to go. And then let's go a little bit deeper. I am also in the business of breaking those generational curses that curse our community. So that's the first thing. You have to get to know who you are and what's going on with you. The second thing is, if you actually do number one, then number two will be easier for you to do because now you have an awareness of who you are. So just because I am this person, just because I was brought up in this neighborhood around these set of people does not mean that I need to take this thing on, which brings me to point number two. Point number two is you have to raise your standards. You cannot accept any guy that comes your way just because he's showing you some attention. It's been months, it's been years since a man has seemingly been attracted to you in the way that you feel like some butterflies or something's going on deep down in the gut area. It might have been some time for you before that has occurred. I get it, sis. Been there, done that. Write a book about it. I get it. However, you cannot just give your precious time and attention to just anybody that comes your way. If it is somebody that you know that you have no business giving your attention and time to, then you need to be brave enough, have the courage enough to say, he is not it based off of blah, blah, blah. And be able to shut down conversations, shut down text, don't get bored and start texting back. And then you end up in a situation where like, I knew I shouldn't have did that. That's called regrets. So you stop attracting the same type of guy over and over again by understanding exactly who you are, what you're bringing to the table, and why you are who you are, and then raising your standards. Now, it depends on where you're at as far as you needing to raise your standards. But if you are a person that already has high self-esteem and high confidence, you still can raise your standards. But usually this applies to somebody who has lower self-esteem and their confidence is shot because life has gotten a hold of you. Your experiences has gotten a hold of you, and you have yet to start your healing process from all of the junk that you've been carrying around with you. Your junk, your baggage, all of that non-healed, right? All of your trauma that you've been just carrying with you that keeps coming to the surface in relationship after relationship after relationship after relationship. We got to get these things under control in order to stop repeating these habits and behaviors and this toxicity and creating these toxic environments as well as toxic relationships because you feel like no one is paying you attention or has not paid you attention in X amount of time. Raise your standards. Sit back and take your time before you entertain the next man that's coming your way. Assess the situation. Literally just be his friend and see how that works out. Go out. You can go out on a date with him. See how he's treating the waiter and waitress, right? If he's treating them bad, trust me, you will be on the bad list of treatment later on at some point. Listen to how he talks about his exes. If everybody is horrible in his life, trust me, you will be on that list at some point. If he has yet to start his own healing journey, trust me, you will be in a very toxic environment, one that you could have avoided by just being still, by waiting, by seeing what he's actually showing you versus just jumping in because he's the first guy in months or first guy in years that's actually shown you some attention, that's giving you some sort of butterflies. Because here's the thing. The man that's going to treat you like dirt is not going to tell you that he's going to treat you like dirt when you first meet him. It's going to be fun. It's going to be easy, seemingly easy, until the real him shows up. And now all of your junk that you're carrying around actually comes out too. So we got two unhealed people coming together, and that is a recipe for toxicity, a toxic environment, toxic child or children that you may have together. Unless they get their own healing, but that's a different video. I love you guys, and there's nothing that you could do about it. I am Marshawn Olanio. If you need some help with your relationship, specifically if you are a Black woman who is just sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you know that you want to take your life as well as your relationship to the next level, then reach out to me. You can send me a message. If you are on YouTube, you can put it down below. If you're on Facebook, you can put it down below, and or you have the opportunity to send me a private message. As well as the people that are on YouTube, you can send me a message via my email. It is down in the description box below. It is Marshawn at MarshawnOlanio.com. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next Ask Marshawn. Bye-bye.